Hi everyone, welcome to the Divine Healing with Love channel. I am Nicole and I'm so grateful to have you here with me today. Welcome back to the Capital LOVE Tribe. Thank you all so much for all of your love, support, likes, subscribing, comments. I love you all so much and I'm so grateful to be here to do this work and to help you on your journey. Welcome to the new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button and join the Capital LOVE Tribe. So we're going to do a reading today about ancient Egypt. This was a request from a Capital LOVE Tribe member. And so we're just going to leave it open to Spirit to just let us know whatever you need to know about if you feel like you had an incarnation in ancient Egypt during that time period. What do you need to know about what happened during that time period, during that life journey, during that incarnation? Who were you? What was going on? What do you need to know, and how is this affecting you today? Because this is all about moving forward in your journey today. It's not, when we feel very called to, or we see our past lives, or we feel very like certain areas of the world or certain time periods really resonate with us, there is definitely a high possibility of having a past life incarnation during that time period. However, it's about, you could be connected, but it's also about moving forward in the journey, not being stuck there, okay? Getting the information or whatever it is you need to move forward in your journey now. Because when I'm channeling, because the ancient Egypt theme has been coming up pretty heavy in the pick of cards recently. And so the energy that I'm channeling, and I know for me as well, because I feel like I had a past incarnation during that ancient Egyptian time. So this resonates for me as well. But what I'm saying is this: what we see in the information that we're collecting, it has a bearing and a purpose for what's happening now in our life journey during this lifetime now. So some of the same situations you may have experienced during that time, some of the same lessons or the wounds that may come up will relate and correlate to what's happening right now in your life. So if you found this is going to be timeless, of course, but I'm recording and uploading around the Lionsgate portal 8/8/2021. It's a very powerful time, very powerful magnetic energy, a lot of downloads, a lot of integration is going to be happening, a lot of information and upgrades are going to be happening at this time. So this information, I really wanted to do this reading around this time to get the most information I can, because I have been really channeling a lot of information, a lot of truth is coming out, and a lot of things that need to be shared with the collective at this time. So this is all about, harnessing that 8/8 energy. And again, this is timeless, but harnessing that energy of this portal that's coming through and finding out whatever it is you need to know to move forward in your journey, okay? Because it's not about being in that one place, okay? It's about forward momentum, continuing to go toward the light, your north node, moving forward. So we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Timestamps will be linked below. Thank you all so much, and I will see you in your reading. Hi everyone, welcome pile 1, welcome to your reading. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. Thank you for all of your love, your support. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're feeling well. Welcome back to the Capital LOVE Tribe. Thank you all so much. Welcome to the new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe and join the Capital LOVE Tribe. Yes. Okay, we're going to get into it. Part 1. What happened in ancient Egypt? What do you need to know? How does this connect with your lifetime now? We're going to have a lot of messages here for part 1. Okay, these all fell out, so I'll take it. It's a lot. Okay, we have the devil. Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, King of Pentacles, the World, and Three of Swords. All right, let's get one more. One, please. Six of Wands. How one. All right, bottom of the deck, we have Three of Cups. All right, let me tap in. How one. Okay, so I'm definitely getting a royalty energy here. And I just want to say that I think sometimes people think when we talk about the Egyptian times that everyone was royalty. I just want to make that clear. That's not always the case, but I do feel a royalty energy here. Like, I'm getting that you were royalty, your family was royal. This is a long lineage of royalty. I'm getting the energy of, you may have even been told that your ancestors are royalty. You come from a royal lineage. Even if it doesn't feel like that, even if it's like, your lineage right now in the physical, there's been some tough times, poverty, less than fortunate circumstances, things like that. Even if that's occurring now in this physical incarnation, this does not take away the royalty status that your ancestors hold and that you hold within your soul. These are light codes within your soul. You're royalty, okay? You are royalty. You may be attracted to the finer things in life, and you may have always been attracted to the finer things in life because this is what you're used to, okay? Point blank period. We're not messing around. This is just what you're used to. You're used to having that level of excellence. You're used to having the nice things. You're used to it because this is within your soul. It's embedded. So there was an addiction to the material world. There was an addiction, although you were royalty, there was an addiction to the material world. There was an addiction to having more. It's like an excess energy. It's like the energy of the grander, the better, the more, the better. Very grand, very rich, very royal. Like the best things to drink, the best things to eat, the best linens, the best of everything. And everything was over the top because we see here, right here, with this King of Coins, but this is King of Pentacles. It says at the bottom, full moon in Leo. So it's like that Leo energy here, the grand, the luxury, wanting the best. You may even like a lot of gold this lifetime, gold jewelry, gold things. You may even like shiny things. You may even like things over the top. But what I see here is that there was an addiction to the material world, and I feel that some of this energy is still being worked out this lifetime. The energy of excess, the energy of wanting more. Not necessarily wanting, of course you want the best, okay? That's no question. But it's like the energy of just over the top sometimes. Just wanting the most, okay? And you work hard. You're a hard worker. You were a hard worker during the ancient Egyptian times as well. Although you were royalty, you worked very hard. You understood the You understood. You created your family again. Although this was royalty, you all worked, and you worked for the people, and you all were about having a solid kingdom, having equality, fairness. It's also an energy here of wanting to. It's not like that dictatorship energy. I don't feel that. It's about, you all were exalted and put on this status and this platform because this was something, you were born into, and the way that everything was set up during that time. However, I do feel that it was still about the people. It was still about the people. It was still about helping the people, showing the people that, even though you live this lavish lifestyle, is royalty, we still want to help. We still want to see everyone do well. We still want to teach. We want to learn. We want everyone to feel empowered. I'm getting that energy, and you may be like that this lifetime. You may be someone that's, you have a lot of favor. You've been favored in many situations, and you use your experiences to help and to show others. You may, even though you may do well in your life this lifetime, because I do feel that for many of you that, you are very abundant, you know how to create abundance, and you're very favored. So although you have that with you, you still want to help people, you still want to give back, you still want to empower and uplift. And I see that this is something that was going on during that time. For some of you, you may have even been a pharaoh or the wife of the pharaoh, which is again that king queen energy. For some of you, it's just royalty. Whatever it is, whatever role you were royalty, and everyone knew it. You were used to being seen by the public. It was a situation where the public adored you. You were adorned. You were adorned from birth. The public knew who you were. It's also a situation where I'm seeing here where there was an arranged marriage, and this is really deep. Whoever it is that you were, this is really deep. So the person that you were married to during this incarnation, this person is alive right now in this lifetime. This person is definitely alive. For some of you, you may even know who this person is. There's a very deep spiritual connection between you and this person. You and this person may even see each other in your dreams or have a telepathic connection. It's a very deep connection here with you and this person. So, story time. Okay, this person, okay, this person was royalty as well. This person was royalty. However, this person was royalty in another place, but it was like another place close by, still in this, in Egypt, but it was close by, okay? But this person was royalty too, almost just like you had your royal state, village, area, whatever, and this person had their own royal area as well, and it wasn't that far, but this is all in Egypt. So you and this person didn't know each other. You didn't know each other. The families already decided on this. This is so deep. So the families decided on this because this is what the ancestors told them to do. During this time period, the royal families, well, families period, but especially the royal families, they were very deeply connected with their ancestors. They listened and followed everything the ancestors told them to do because they trusted and they understood and they knew. They knew that connection. So whatever the ancestors told them, they did it. When you and this person were born, the ancestors knew you and this person were already deeply connected. Whatever information they channeled from the star system you and this person came from, they told them they have to be together because they have a mission. You have to put these two together. And it's almost, this is so deep. Oh my God, the intensity that I'm feeling right now, this is so deep. So they told them that they had to be together because of the mission that they have to accomplish together. And they also said these two cannot meet or come together until a certain age. This is almost like movie shit. See, this is where the movies come up with these ideas. Anyway, let me not get too off track. So, you and this person didn't even meet until I'm hearing 22. Okay? 21, 22. When you were like full adults. So, you two had no idea of each other, but you would dream about each other. You saw each other in your dreams. And once you met, both of you were very hesitant. You wanted the freedom to be able to choose your partner. You wanted the freedom to be able to say, this is who I want to marry. So you both were not really happy about these circumstances. This was not something you both were pleased with. But this is something that you were told to do, and you both respected your families, the lineage, the ancestors. You understood how important and powerful these things are. So when you both came together, it was instant. It was instant. It was an instant love, an instant attraction. And it was very innocent and childlike. And it was very much like you both knew. You both knew, like, it was a very deep knowing immediately. So when you two came together and got married, you had to get to know each other and all of that, but you already knew each other. And you two built a bond that was very much celebrated and applauded, and people were obsessed with you two, like the towns, the villages, the people, because this was a very celebrated union. Both of you were very attractive, both of you were very good looking, both of you were presented to everyone in a way like it's almost like, I hope I'm making sense with this. It's almost like when people applauded this connection and this marriage, it was like total, how do I want to say this? It was like everyone bowed down, but everyone bowed down to like the power of like the ancestors, and like honoring the ancestors in this process, and trusting. It is so deep. Like, this is so deep. I have chills. I'm like, wow. You and this person are incarnated this lifetime, and you feel this energy. You may not be able, some of this may be making sense, and you may be like, wow, okay, this is piecing together a whole lot of things that did not make sense before. But you and this person are incarnated, and you and this person have a mission. It's almost like things are being continued, okay? And if you and this person do come together, it will be celebrated, and people will be obsessed. There's also an energy here for you kind of like balancing the energy of being royal in a world that knows that doesn't necessarily have that same, like, the worlds are different now, okay? In ancient Egypt, you were royal, you knew you were royal, everyone knew it, everyone celebrated. But now, on Earth now, it's different. Of course, the royalty system does still exist in other countries. I live in the United States, so we don't have royalty here. So it's kind of like there's an energy of balancing that. You may even feel like, why am I still stuck in these circumstances? You may feel like in your life right now, like, why do I have to deal with this? Why do I have to pay this bill? You may have that energy this lifetime, and it's like, I want to tell you that your soul wanted you to do this. Because not only were you royalty in this incarnation, you've been royalty in many other incarnations, okay? This is again embedded in your soul. This is something deep within. So your soul wanted a challenge, because you are more evolved. Your soul wanted a challenge and wanted you to challenge yourself to go deeper, to be able to live this, I guess, more of a regular lifestyle. But many of you, I do see you being, like, your status going up, Okay, like the stock is going up. You're raising your status. You're being more well known for things that you're going to be doing. I see that for many of you. But I also see again you incarnating in a regular lifestyle to kind of, and it could have even been a lifestyle of poverty for some of you growing up, or even in adulthood, off and on, not feeling stable, because your soul wanted the challenge. Your soul wanted to be challenged to have that upbringing of not having the lavishness, not having the luxury. Your soul wanted to experience it, to be able to come up back to the royal status, be able to earn it, be able to work for it. Because again, you have that work ethic. You've had that even in this incarnation, the Egyptian. So your soul needed this. Your soul needed this to move forward with your journey and to learn more, to evolve more, and to grow more. So it's like you're going to be literally started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now I'm royalty. However that looks wherever I live. You know you're royalty. You don't need anyone to validate that. But royalty, again, looks different. In America, many times they consider like certain, and I don't like to say celebrities, but, public figures to be royalty in the United States. So whatever that looks like for wherever you are on this earth, you're going to be, you're coming back to it. You're coming back into that royal status, but it's just different, and your soul needed to go through that. So let's get these other cards out. We have unrequited love, love life, trees, health. And then we have shaman. And this says carries ancient wisdom and teachings close to earth. Connect with Pachamama. Ancient Egypt. Look at the double confirming messages here. And this says left Atlantis to teach in mystery schools. High priest, priestess, lost wisdom. Ships afraid to travel by sea, death by sea. An accident, afraid to travel in vehicle, car, truck, death by collision. Okay, and I'm going to get a couple more. Tarot 2. I'll use another deck. What do you need to know about moving forward this life journey? For pile 1, what do you need to know? Oops. We have the Tower. The Hermit. The Star. Four of Pentacles. Let's get one more and two more here. Okay, Knight of Cups. And then we have the Sun. Let me move this over. Okay, so pile 1. Okay, so part of the lessons this lifetime as well is the lessons in love. I feel for many of you, especially we have these love cards coming out, and then in the other cards we saw about the love life. It's a situation where your love life is going to be a big thing for you this lifetime as well. This life journey is not only about coming back into that royal status, but it's also about your love life. And I do feel that this person, for some of you, for many of you, honestly, this person is a part of that journey. Whether you're going to be with this person or not, nothing is set in stone, so things are constantly changing. But whether you are with this person or not, this person will have an effect on your love life. This person is, for some of you, this could be a twin flame connection where this person is activating you in many different areas, or this could be a high-level soulmate. I mean, at the least, it's a high-level soulmate because there's a lot of major arcanas out, and you and this person both are more evolved, so this connection is more evolved. But for many of you, I do feel that this is a twin flame connection. And this is a part of the journey. This is a part of the plan. Both you and this person are both priest, priestess. You both have a lot of knowledge. You both have a lot of wisdom. You both are teachers. You both are master teachers. You both are here to teach, to uplift, to guide, to help, to support, because you have this wisdom. You have that shamanic energy, that medicine man, medicine woman energy. You know how to heal. You know how to touch lives. You know how to inspire. You have the wisdom. You have the knowledge. This is what you're here to do. This is what you were doing back then. Also, you were channeling wisdom and helping others, speaking, inspiring, through art, through, all types of different things to uplift and inspire. And so both of you, the love life is going to be important in this lifetime because it's about working through this past life karma. There's a lot of past life karma here. Okay, I told you during story time the whole situation with this family, the royalty, how you all came together. I didn't say anything about it being happily ever after. It was a beautiful love. I'm not getting too much on that right now because Spirit is saying don't focus on that. That'll have to probably be in another reading. But there was a lot of karma. Okay, karma around children, I'm hearing. Karma around having children. Karma around being on that public platform and the pressure of all of that as well from the family. Pressure to deliver on things, and then just having these gifts and having to share your gifts with the world. So I do see here, for some of you, part of helping yourself this journey, you're going to have to respect the fact that you need alone time. You can't fight that. And you're going to have to let the people know in your life that this is what you need and this is a part of your boundaries if it comes up. It's going to be a situation where you need that to integrate. You need that to regroup. You need that to reset. You have to be alone sometimes. And I'm not saying that you need to just spend a week by yourself. I mean, whatever it is for you, but it could just be for like a night. You may be in a relationship and you and this person spend time together a lot, and you may have to tell this person, hey, tonight I just need some time to myself. I really just need to regroup. I need a little bit of that quiet alone time. And if this person doesn't understand that, then you have to reevaluate this person's purpose in your life. Because if this person is for you and really about that and about that healing and all of that, and about enlightenment, they will understand no problem. Okay, so don't fight the fact that you need alone time, and there's nothing wrong with that. I do see here, especially with love life, that for some of you, you've experienced unrequited love situations this lifetime. I don't feel like that's with this person at all. I don't feel that energy at all. But I feel like in other situations, there may have been unrequited love, or there's just been issues with your love life. Maybe there's been relationships where you thought you would be with this person for a long time, but this person betrayed you, this person hurt you. And this is a part of that karma as well, because for what I'm hearing, with you and this other person that we were talking about that were together in ancient Egypt, you all experienced, it was outside forces. Okay, that's also a part of that karma. Because everyone knew you were together, there was also outside forces. There was also people wanting to split you two up, wanting to, even though you were royalty and you were protected, you still had to deal with some of those other situations. So some of that may be, again, highlighted this lifetime. But balance is going to be important for you. Balance, knowing that you are a star, knowing that you are royalty, knowing that you are worthy of everything that it is you want, everything that it is you desire. For some of you, you may have just been in a dark night of the soul, or you went through some heavy awakenings and it's been really heavy on you and you've been feeling a little off balance, trying to figure out how to move forward. So it's about having boundaries, feeling protected, feeling safe, taking your alone time, giving yourself that love that's needed. I do see that health is very important for you this lifetime. Value your health, respect your health. We also see here you do have a connection with trees. Trees help to ground you. Hug a tree, sit by a tree, sit next to a tree, take a nap by a tree, journal by a tree. Get grounded. Grounding helps you, helps to keep that wisdom flowing, helps to keep your channel clear, helps you to continue to have that clarity to move forward. You're going to have to also pay attention to your health, exercise, drink your water, take your vitamins, don't overeat, do things in moderation, because again, you have that royalty energy, so you may like to just overindulge sometimes, because this is what you were used to doing back in that time. So you're going to have to keep an eye on that. Also here with this death by sea and death by, accident, for some of you, you have had a history of tragic deaths. So you may have some fears around travel, car travel, ship or boat travel. These are just things for you to be aware of. But in all honesty, I feel like you're really on the right track here. And I feel like not only are you on the right track, but you are, again, you're continuing to move forward with your destiny, with your path, and continue to face north, face the sun, face the light, and own your truth. And it's not going to be easy, but you got this. You're on the horse. You're taking responsibility, accountability for your journey, and you're moving forward. And I feel like for many of you, you're feeling happier than you've ever felt. Almost like you never even knew this level of happiness. And this is what your soul wanted you to experience, because, again, this is why you didn't incarnate as someone already royal again, because it's like you've been there, you've done that. Now you have to do something different. You have to go through the steps to get back to the royalty. Okay? And no one said it would be easy, but you have the tools to do it. You have the knowledge, the wisdom, the gifts, and you're very supported. And you're also supported by this other person that you two support each other. You two support each other from each realm. You protect each other, you love each other, and you support each other. Regardless of what's happening in the physical, this is a very deeply, highly connected connection that's full of love and support, and igniting each other to continue to move forward in the next level. But you and this person, you have a mission together. You do have a mission together. For some of you, I don't feel that this has been revealed yet, but it will be revealed. But you have a mission together. And I feel that for many of you, it's going to be something creative, because I feel like that's what you would do. This picture, it's so beautiful. I just keep admiring it. It's like, he's doing something. It's the hieroglyphics, and he's painting, or he created a portrait here. So I feel like it's something creative, and I feel like this is what you all like. This person you inspire each other. You are, whether you know this or not, you are each other's muses. You inspire and uplift each other from that place. So both of you are able to tap into that inspiration, because you both ignite it and activate it. Okay, so we have family changes, support, end of an era, adult children. And we have experiencing grace. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. Okay. Love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. Love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. Okay, then we have, I guess it's Vacate, the in-between. And that's number 20, which reduces to number 2. We also have Lilith, independence, 30, which reduces to number 3. And then we have Spider Woman, co-creation, 49, which reduces to 13, or the number 4. So what is that, 2, 3, 4? Yeah. Okay. I have a couple more. Friendship, support, fun, unity, play. And then sensuality, feminine wisdom, passion. And that's 38, which reduces to 11 or 2. So another 2. And then we have 14, which reduces to 5. So we have 2 2s. Then we have 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are a lot of changes here. We see that here with the numbers, the way the numbers are moving. And this is just showing me to reaffirm to you that you are in alignment, okay? You are in alignment with your purpose, with your goals. Things are moving forward the way they're supposed to be moving. And you're doing a great job. There are family changes. For some of you, I'm hearing you will be having a child. For some of you, I'm hearing the family changes will be a child or a new child in the family, like a niece or a nephew, or you are going to be having a new child. You are being supported through this process. Again, you have a lot of support. Your ancestors are royalty. They don't play about you, so don't play about them. For some of you, this is the end of an era. This is the end of a cycle. I'm hearing a very tough cycle. Like I said, I saw that with the energy before. You may have been in a dark night of the soul, or you were just going through some situations, a lot of tough challenges. That's coming to an end, and you're getting close to the finish line if you haven't already gotten there. And you just need to know that you are supported. You're supported in coming to the end of that, the close of that cycle, okay? Adult children, for me, this is talking about your parents and also nurturing yourself. So right now you may be in a situation where it's time for you to reverse the role and you start to nurture your parents as if they're children. You almost become that parent to them, that parental figure. You're giving them that nurturing, that love, and that grace that they didn't experience in their childhood. So, this requires patience. This requires for you to be understanding, for you to be yielding, for you to let go of the need to be right, because if that did come up, and to choose peace and to understand that you're just giving them what they didn't receive growing up. And this is why they were not able to give you what you needed. Okay, you needed that. They probably weren't able to give that to you because they didn't know how. So you're just giving that back to them. But in the process of this, and then when you go into hermit mode and take your alone time, nurture yourself. Nurture your inner child. Nurture yourself. Tell yourself you're doing a great job. Tell yourself you're proud of yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and say you're beautiful. You're handsome. You're amazing. You're doing this. You're doing that. I'm proud of you. Give yourself a hug. Nurture yourself and validate yourself. Right now you're coming into a very passionate time. This is that Empress feminine energy coming through. Feminine wisdom. Your intuition is being upgraded. For some of you, spirit animals are going to be very important for you right now. This is a very passionate, fertile time. Ignite that passion, release the passion, have some fun. You are supported. We see support here, double messages, or 3. You are very supported right now, but it's time to have some fun, and it's time to connect with people, connect with like-minded people, where you could go out and have a good time, play, and just let go, okay? Right now, there are a few messages here about love, and this could be speaking about your love life, romantic life, or it could just be speaking about just anything, any love-related situations in your life. But mother healing is important right now, so nurture, and that's that feminine energy as well. Nurturing that, healing your mother wound, healing that you may even have an abandonment wound around your mother, a mother wound around abandonment. Heal that right now. This is important. Use this energy to heal it. And choose loving thoughts. Know your worth. Know that you're worthy of whatever it is that you want in love. You're worthy of it. Okay, and love is yours. So for some of you, I'm hearing you have a new love coming in or an ex coming in. Okay, an ex that's coming in that wants to speak with you and wants to reignite some things with you. So right now, again, co-creation is important. Co-create with spirit. Manifest whatever it is you want. Use that feminine, passionate, creative energy. This is a time to embrace your independence, embrace your journey moving forward. And this is also the in-between time for some of you. So embrace that in-between time. Know that you are in alignment. Know you are focused. Stay on your path. Don't give up. But understand that everything doesn't always happen overnight. And that's a part of the in-between time, and it's okay. You are safe, you are supported, you are protected. So I really hope that helps, Pile 1. I'm sending you so much love. If no one told you that they love you today, I love you. Thank you all for being here with me. Don't give up. Keep going. Keep helping and inspiring others. You got this. I'm proud of you. Please like the video. Please subscribe. Join the Capital LOVE tribe. I will see you all in another video. Bye. Hi, Pal 2. Welcome to your reading. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. I hope you are well. Welcome back to the Capital LOVE tribe. Thank you all for all of your love and support. Welcome to the new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, click subscribe and join. Join the Capital LOVE tribe. All right. How to, we're going to just get into it. What happened in ancient Egypt? What do you need to know? What was going on? How does it connect to now? Spirit, please, for part 2. Okay, we have 2 of Wands. Part 2. We have the Magician. We have 6 of Wands. We have 10 of Coins, which is 10 of Pentacles. We have the World. We have Death. We have Queen of Coins. And then we have 8 of Wands. Ooh, this is intense too. This is intense like Power 1. Okay, bottom of the deck, we have 8 of Swords. That's deep. Okay, I'm just looking at this. Hold on. Wow, this is so deep. And then this 9 of Swords was under that. It's a couple of different stories here. This is story time today. The story time of Power 1, so story time again here. This is really deep, Power 2. Wow. Okay. Let me start tapping in. This is really deep. Okay, so there's a couple of different storylines here. Let's make sure you can see. I'm seeing that for some of you, there was a choice that had to be. This is very love related, okay? I'm getting that pretty heavy with this pile. Love and family. So I feel like that's part of the whole situation with you this lifetime, as far as like with your family and your love life, is going to be this is very connected to that time period, okay? Okay, so yeah, so it's a lot of love and family energy here, which I feel is very tightly connected to what was happening during this time. So there's a few different storylines here. You take what resonates for you. One storyline I'm getting there was a choice between this masculine energy that you were married to, had to choose between you and someone else. And this masculine was having a hard time. This masculine was having a hard time figuring out the right choice, figuring out what would be best. So this masculine chose you, however, or feminine energy, however this goes, your person. Let me not say masculine, but that was coming through. But anyway, your person, this person who chose you, and I am hearing this person is incarnated this lifetime. This person chose you, but they were having a difficult time making that choice. For some of you, you had a child with this person. You had issues with having children. You may even have issues this lifetime with children. You were having issues having children. This was not something that was easy for you. You had to call in for support. You had to ask the ancestors for help. You had to become the alchemist. You had to become, because there was a lot of pressure on you to have children. There was a lot of pressure on you to procreate and continue the family lineage here. There was a lot of pressure. And so when it was not happening, it was issues. I'm hearing stillborn, stillbirth, miscarriages. And I'm not just hearing like one, it was multiple. Okay, so this was something that was really challenging for you. And like I said, you may have challenges this lifetime with children, having children, conceiving, or infertility issues, or maybe miscarriages and things like that. So this was a challenge for you. And for some of you, when the child finally came, this really split your marriage apart. And it made this person feel like maybe they made the wrong choice. For some of you, you died in childbirth, or you died during childbirth, or you had a sudden death that was very tragic, and your spirit had a hard time transferring over. You didn't want to transfer, so you would haunt the people. When I say haunt, it was like your spouse. You definitely haunted that situation with the spouse. You didn't want the spouse moving on. You didn't want the spouse forgetting about you, because the spouse quickly moved on. Okay, the spouse had to move on because the spouse had to raise children, and the spouse didn't know what to do. So this spouse moved on, and when this spouse moved on, it's a situation here where, you know, the baby, the child that was born, was not very happy about the step parent here. They were not happy about that. They were, in fact, very unhappy. I'm hearing they were mistreated, and that's another reason why you couldn't transfer over. You were very protective, over your child, and you did not want your child. First of all, you worked so hard to bring this child earthside, and then once you finally had this child, now you're gone. So you felt very resentful of the whole situation. You felt very angry. You felt like you worked hard to get to this point, and then for everything to be pulled out from under you. You felt like you were abandoning your spouse and the child. You felt like all of your dreams have been ripped away, and then now this other person has moved into your space, and then now they're mistreating your child. So you were very upset, and this is why you had a hard time leaving this whole situation. You didn't want to leave, okay? You didn't want to transfer over. You continue to be around, and you continue to guide your child. You were one of the guides. You continue to guide your child to the next journey. Now, for some of you, I am seeing here that there was a lot of infidelity in your marriage with your person. There was a lot of infidelity and betrayal. This person had a hard time staying faithful. This person wanted to be with a lot of different people. They wanted to explore different connections. This person loved you, but they just did not want to be faithful. This is just something that they didn't want to do. They felt like they weren't built for that. They weren't built to. This person was a family person. They knew how to provide. They knew how to keep everyone in the family happy, but they just did not want to just be with you. They wanted to be with other people too. And this is something that they wanted you to understand. They wanted you to be okay with. They wanted you to, again, like I'm getting that energy of really understanding. So for some of you, if this is resonating, this person that I'm talking about, they may be they want a poly lifestyle. They may be polyamorous, meaning, they don't want to commit. They just have a hard time with committing because this person is very good looking. They were very good looking back then. And this person, they wanted to just explore many different people. I'm just going to be honest. Like, they did not want to be committed. So with this connection, you started to get tired of that. You started to, feel you were resentful, you were angry, you were upset. And so you started to cheat as well. And so this created friction in this connection. Although this connection was very abundant, materially abundant, you all did very well. You had a very nice life. The love part was strained in some areas because there was a lack of trust. There was a lack of feeling like, are you really committed to me in this life? Or are you just kind of doing this so you could just continue to do your own thing? The ancestors became very, the ancestors were definitely honored. The ancestors, you all would give, that's better. You all would give offerings. You all would honor them, take time to honor them. There were rituals. There were ceremonies. There was all of these things were going on. The faith and the spirituality was very strong. However, there will be issues again with you and this person. You and this person were not always on the same page about things. Even in this lifetime, I'm hearing, you may have different beliefs. You may have different religions. You have different backgrounds. You and this person had a hard time getting on the same page about many things. It was like, although, you both valued the ancestors, honored them, one person may not have really wanted to give offerings, and the other person was like, how dare you? How dare you not want to give them offerings? So there was just like some conflict with that. You all were not always on the same page. I do feel that there were a lot of secrets in this connection. There was a lot of hiding. There was a lot of secrets. Someone not wanting to tell the other person what they were really doing. Another person hiding someone else, another lover that they had, because you and this person both had a lot of different lovers. Your person had more than you, but you had your lovers too. And it was almost like an energy of, we both do our thing outside of our home, and then we find out about whatever's going on. People in the village are talking about it, or the people are talking about, like, yeah, they saw such and such with so and so, and you're hearing this, your person's hearing that. So it would just create all of this tension and create all of this passion and anger, and you two would come together and have like these fiery, passionate arguments, and then, you know, you would have sex and make love, and then the issues would still be there. It was like a rolling cycle of these things, like a rolling cycle, like rinse and repeat. We keep doing the same thing over and over again. Now back to the part where there was a death here. I do feel, whether this was for you or the person, you know, you all would comfort each other. You know, the person that passed on, they would comfort from the spiritual realm, and the connection did not die. It was actually very sad. And that's another reason why you didn't want to cross over, because you really felt betrayed by the universe. You really felt upset and not having the opportunity to live your life out, to see these things happening. It was very upsetting for you. And it caused some of you to really denounce your faith. You know, you felt betrayed. You felt done wrong. You felt like God, the universe, you were done wrong. You felt like that. So for some of you, you denounced your faith. And that was another reason why you didn't cross over, because you were sticking around and you felt entitled. It was like an entitled energy here. Okay. It was like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, you think you're getting rid of me? No, I'm going to show you I really have the power. Now, this is for some of you. This is not for everyone, but just for some of you. All right, let's get some more cards. We have the arts, lessons and blessings, imprisonment or slavery, mother, twin flame, wealthy, lightworker, and Africa. Okay, so this is even more messages coming through. This is like really a lot of different situations happening for pile 2. Okay, so for some of you, this person is your twin flame that you were in a connection with during this lifetime. This is not going to be for everyone, but this is going to be for some of you. So again, this is where this chaser runner dynamic came in. This is what I was talking about with the infidelity, the trust issues, questioning commitment, or, you know, are we really committed to this? Someone's the chaser, someone is the runner. This is where this dynamic was created, and it created an imbalanced relationship. This relationship was imbalanced during that time. Okay, so this was created back then. And for some of you, even if it was, if you were resonating with the other storyline of passing away and not passing away during birth, childbirth, and not being able, not crossing over to the spiritual, I mean, you crossed over to the spiritual side, but you kept coming earth side, you didn't leave people alone. That was happening as well, because you felt betrayed and you felt upset and you wanted to have your family and live your life. It's very important for you to have a family this lifetime. It's very important for you to be a parent this lifetime. Even if you feel like right now you may not have children and you may be feeling like, I don't even know if I really want children. This is something that's going to integrate in your soul. This is something that is important to you, because we see it came up and it's coming up again. And for some of you, you will have a child with your twin flame. For some of you, you will, you're going to be a parent and you're going to really value and cherish it. And when you are a parent, you're going to realize that you're grateful. You come back to the light. Okay, like I said, for some of you that I said you went dark, you were resentful and angry at the universe, so you went a bit dark. Now you've come back to the light. You're a light worker. Okay, you're here to love, you're here to heal, you're here to share your light. You come back to the light. So it's going to be important for you to be a parent and to guide your children. That's going to be a sacred journey for you, and it's going to feel like you're finally getting what you deserve. This is something that you've been fighting for many lifetimes that you were not able to fulfill. So it's going to be, parenthood is very important for you this life journey. This is also a part of the lessons. Okay, there were a lot of lessons that were revealed during that lifetime that are still carrying on. Let me get some tarot. That's right. Let me get this tarot out. These lessons are still carrying on. And the more you pass, because like I said, it was a lot of open-ended situations from this Egyptian incarnation. So things were not solved. Things were not, you didn't solve it. You didn't overcome it. You didn't learn it. So now, the more you learn this lifetime, the more blessings you will receive. And we see here the wealth is on the table, and we saw the Ten of Pentacles. You have wealth back in that lifetime as well, and you have the opportunity to be wealthy this lifetime. If you're not already, you may already be doing very well, but share the wealth. It's only going to keep going up. You are a master manifester. You can manifest whatever it is you want. Okay, let's find out, what does this pile 2 need to know for this life journey? How to move forward. Okay, we have 5 of Swords. Justice. Five of Cups. Three of Wands. And Three of Swords. Okay, let's get one more. And then we have 8 of Cups. Okay, pile 2. So I want to also say this because I feel like some of you may be watching more than one pile, and that's okay. No problem in that. But if you watch pile 1, because like the twin flame thing came up in pile 1 as well. So if you watch pile 1 and you felt like, okay, now I'm hearing a totally different story, but I'm resonating like this is me and my twin. This is just another incarnation, okay? This is another, and it could be carried on. You take what resonates. You may be feeling like this is resonating still from pile 1. This is just a continuation, and that could be the case if that's resonating for you. And if it's not, this is just about another incarnation, okay? It's so infinite. You know, we cannot put a limit on these things. There's so many different possibilities and opportunities here. So I just want to point that out. So, okay, we see that the arts here, this is important as well. You may be very creative, or if you don't really feel creative, you do have a lot of creative energy. So tap into that, because that's going to help bring this wealth that you're accustomed to having. You have a serious connection with Africa. You know, you may have even been born there this lifetime, or your family was born there. You have a connection to Africa, okay? There's a lot of energy there for you. If you can take a trip to Africa, whichever part you're drawn to. This is going to help you reconnect with your soul even deeper, and really help you to come more into your own and get some more of that information that you need to remember who you are, okay? There's also an energy here of imprisonment or slavery, and I do feel that for some of you, I'm hearing that you felt imprisoned when you died and you didn't get a chance to, you know, be that parent and live your life with your family. But I'm also hearing for some of you that you did have issues with, you felt like a slave, or you felt like you had to do things according to like what your family required of you, or you felt imprisoned in the mind, like you may have had issues with depression. Because we do see here, even for now, I do see an energy here of, for some of you, you may deal with depression. You may deal with feeling, you know, kind of, you fall into victim mode sometimes. Sometimes you have a hard time coming out of that, or feeling like, why me? Why do I have to deal with this? Why do I have to go through this? And like I said, I do feel depression energy here. For some of you, you may have even had suicidal thoughts. And so this is telling me that continue to move forward. Continue to let go and release the things that no longer serve you and heal your heart. If you feel very connected to that part where I was talking about having a child and then you died and you didn't get a chance, these are the things you have to heal. You have to heal and understand that even though it's tough, it's difficult, it's heartbreaking, that you cannot always see things like the higher power, okay? You cannot always see what's ahead. You don't know what's ahead. You don't know what's intended for you. And you don't know what the lessons that are a part of this process. So heal your heart with that and let go. Let go of feeling done wrong. Let go of feeling betrayed. You may have even dealt with betrayal in your love life this lifetime, where you felt betrayed by past relationships. Maybe you cheated, maybe they cheated on you. You've dealt with this infidelity as well, because like we said, we saw back there, and I feel that this was for some of you, this was with your twin flame, there was a lot of infidelity. And it was infidelity on both parts here. I don't want to just make it out to be like it was just one person. No, it was both of you doing it. So you do have karmic justice coming. I do want to say that. You have karmic justice coming. You also need to watch out for people who, for some of you I'm hearing, you're the type of person who you easily trust, easily give people, you wear your heart on your sleeve. If you feel like you could trust them, you're able to easily trust people, so you just give them the world. You need to watch out for competition. You need to watch out for backstabbing, because for some of you, you have backstabbers in your circle and people who are not really there for your highest good. And this was some of the energy that was created back in this time as well. For some of you, I'm hearing that there's a person in your circle now that's backstabbing you, and this is one of the same people that was backstabbing you back and during this Egyptian lifetime, where they were sleeping with your twin flame. They were the one who was initiating cheating situations with your twin flame. Okay, they were the ones really pulling your twin flame in. Like, it's almost, for some of you, I'm seeing it's like a triangle. Okay, and we have that Three of Swords here as well. It was like you, your twin, and then this person. And, your twin would keep going back to both of you, but I am getting that energy pretty heavy. So just, be aware of that. Pay attention to that. You're going to have to heal this grief energy. Traveling is really good for you this lifetime. Traveling really helps to ground you, reset you. You feel more connected. You feel more gratitude. Okay? So, how to, it was a lot of different stories here, but I want to also say this, that with you having that resentment that you had, if you resonate with that one I was talking about, where the person went dark and they weren't choosing the light, you have the ability to go dark. You have the ability to choose the light. So it's up to you to balance that, and it's up to you to choose the light at all times, okay? There's nothing wrong with your shadow coming out and you healing your shadow, but healing the shadow is about integrating that part of you and bringing it to the light, okay? Not keeping it dark, because you have an ability to go dark, and I think that's where that depression comes in, and that sadness and that grieving energy and all of that. This is where that comes in. So continue to heal your heart. Heal that heart chakra. Okay, that's going to be very important for you, because the more healing you do with that, the more abundance and wealth you bring to yourself, because you are just a naturally abundant, wealthy person. All right, let's get to your oracles now. Okay, so we have realizations and epiphanies. We have sobriety. We have moving. New exercise program. Okay. All right. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. Heart awakening. This is what we were just talking about. Awakening to acceptance and divine love. Give and receive in balance. Okay, shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. All right, we also have Isis rebirth, and that's 25, which reduces to the number 7. Okay, we have Danu, assurance 10, which reduces to the number 1, or 10. And then we have Gaia Earth 16, which reduces to the number 7. So that's 2 7s here, 77. And then we have Sacred Gratitude, Reverent Appreciation, Prayer 50, which reduces to the number 5. And we have Shamanic Journey, Purpose Attunement, Vision Quest 23, which is another 5. So we have 2 5s here, 55 and 77. So if you want to Google that when this is over to get some more messages there. So with the 5s here, we do see that there are a lot of changes. We see here realizations and epiphanies. And so I feel for you, Pal, too, that, you know, this is the time right now you're having some epiphanies. The light bulb is going off, and we even see here light activation. A lot of things are being integrated and activated within you. A lot of truth, a lot of clarity. You know, you may be feeling like now, like, wow, you're really being hit over the head with a lot of truth and information that you've been waiting on. You've been wanting to understand how things work together, what's happening, how is this happening, you know, all of these questions. And now things are really connecting. So continue to shine your light. You know, they're telling you right now, you're not only are you supported, but your internal guidance is very strong right now. Whether you realize it or not, your internal guidance is really strong and it's coming through loud and clear. So don't doubt yourself. Don't question yourself, okay? You know the truth is coming through. You're having a lot of epiphanies. And if this hasn't started, it's going to be coming in very soon for you. There is a lot of change here. We have moving here, and we have 2 5s, 55. Some of you are going to be moving to a different area. Some of you are going to be just moving to a new home. And some of you are going to be changing careers. So enjoy the process. Know that change is good. There's nothing wrong with change. Change helps us on our journey. That's a part of life. It's just a natural part of life. For some of you, you will be having a child. You will be welcoming a child to your family, or a new child will be coming into the family, because with this Gaia Earth, and she's pregnant here, this is telling me again, some of you are going to be having a child soon. So, and this is again going back to that abundance and you connecting with Earth. That's really important for you to connect with Earth. Go outside, get grounded, listen to the birds, put your feet on the ground, stay present, stay connected, listen to whatever guidance is coming through for you. For some of you, you do need a new exercise program. The exercise program that you have, you need to switch it up. You need to do some different things. Maybe you need to get a trainer or just do some different things. Even being outside in nature and exercising will be really good for you. So if you can, switch it up and do some different things, that will be important for you. For some of you, you may be on a sobriety journey. You may be sober right now or trying to be sober. And this is not just with like alcohol or drugs. It could be work. It could be food. It can be people pleasing. Whatever that is for you, you're on that journey and you are supported through that journey. And this is going to help awaken your heart as well. So continue to be strong in that journey of sobriety, because it's not easy, and have the boundaries for yourself, but know you are supported and protected through this process. You are going through a heart awakening, but you are being asked to give and receive divine love and balance, okay? You give as much as you give and receive equally. You don't want to be at a deficit here. So this is about also having boundaries and saying no. Saying no and trusting when you say no that you're protecting yourself and you're keeping yourself safe. And no is a complete sentence. So your thoughts are very magnetic right now. But like I said, you have that master manifester energy. Okay, miraculous changes are occurring. Keep your thoughts positive because they are powerful. Okay, and this is the deity Horus here coming through, and you have Isis as well, both coming through during this reading, both from ancient Egypt. So this is asking for you to keep your thoughts positive and know that they are powerful, and negative thoughts can manifest just like positive thoughts. Okay, things we don't want can manifest just like things that we do want. So keep it positive. Don't get on the negative train. Keep it positive and keep it moving. Right now, this is a time for attunement. The vision is you're on a shamanic journey. Okay, this lifetime, you have a lot of healing energy. You have a lot of wisdom. Remember to stay on your path and your purpose. Your purpose is going to continue to be activated and lit up. So you just have to keep moving and keep healing yourself and keep moving forward on the journey. But having that appreciation and gratitude is going to be important. Always be grateful. Like I saw in that other part, I feel for some of you, you had issues with, you did not want to always show your gratitude the way you should, like to the ancestors. I did see here, that may have been you, where your person is like, well, let's make the ancestors a feast. Let's do all of this. And you were kind of like, that's not necessary. We tell them thank you. We don't need to do anything else. So you want to make sure you're always showing that gratitude. Even if it's just as simply as saying thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. Thank you that I have this. Always show that gratitude. With this rebirth here, again, this is that transformative energy. You are going through a huge transformation. Be gentle with yourself. Love yourself. Be kind. Just know that, change is good. Change is needed. Change is necessary. And you are supported, and you have assurance that you have support from the other side. You are very supported on your journey. You are very loved on your journey. So I really hope that helps, Pal 2. I'm sending you so much love. If no one told you that they love you today, I love you. Keep going, keep growing. You got this. You are stronger than you know. I'm proud of you. You can do this. You know how to move forward on this journey. Just always show gratitude in the process. Please like the video, comment below. Let me know how this resonated. Please subscribe, join the Capital LOVE tribe. Thank you, and I'll see you all later. Hi, Pal 3. Welcome to your reading. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. I hope you're well. I hope you're great. So we're going to get into it. Welcome back to the Capital LOVE tribe. Thank you all so much for all of your love and support. Welcome to the new subscribers. Thank you all for being here. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Okay, Spirit, please tell me what was going on for Pal 3 in ancient Egypt. What is it that they need to know? What was going on in ancient Egypt for Pal 3? What do they need to know? What was happening? How does it connect with this lifetime? Pal 3. Pal 3, please. Pal 3. So we have 9 of Cups. We have Princess of Swords. We have 5 of Cups. We have the Fool. Okay, let's get some more. Pal 3. We have 6 of Cups. This card flew out. We have the Empress. Okay, then we have Temperance. And then let's get one more. And we have Death in reverse. Okay, bottom of the deck we have the Moon. Okay, pile 3. Whew, this is intense. Okay, let me just tap in. Okay, this is interesting. This is a couple of different situations, storylines as well. So this will be story time as well for pile 3. Pile 3. Okay, for some of you, I am getting the energy of for some of you, you were like a servant to the royal family. You were, like I said, I'm getting a few different things here. I'm getting, for some of you, you were a servant. You had to serve. You grew up serving. You resented the fact that you had to be a servant. You did not enjoy it. You, it was like you were the servant, but then you became like the entertainment for the royal family as well. You would do things to entertain them. You would use your mystery and your gifts because you had like a mystery. You had a way with your body, a way with your hands. You also had a way with words. So although you were a servant, you were recognized as someone who was fairly intelligent, artistic, creative. So you were the one that would provide, like for some of you, I'm hearing that like they promoted you from being a servant to doing entertaining things, to entertain during the parties or events that were going on. You would entertain the other people around. For some of you, you were there was an arranged marriage. You went from being a princess to being a queen. Okay. I'm hearing you were a princess in someone else's, like in another kingdom. You were a princess. You were born into royalty, and then you married someone. You married a king, and this king was older than you. There was an age difference here. You were not very happy in this relationship. This was more about, this was arranged. This is something that you were not very happy about. You feel like you were just there to just have the children. You weren't really, like that was your main purpose. You didn't have a purpose outside of being queen and having children. It was almost like you had dreams of doing other things, of being a person that has their own level of freedom. They could kind of wake up and do what they want. Although you were royalty, you still wanted to have your own independence. You still wanted to have your own life. You still wanted to do things that you just wanted to do things your way. And I'm seeing that basically it was almost like when you turned 18 or even, like 19, 20, it was like, okay, now you have to marry the king in this other, it was still in Egypt and in this other village or this other area. And this is someone you never met. This is someone you didn't know. And your family was just like, you have to marry this person. And now you take what resonates. You could be resonating with you were the king marrying the younger person. So you just take what resonates here. But you had to marry this person and you did not want to, and you felt like you were just there just to have the children, and that's basically all you did. It was a lot of pressure on you to have children. I am hearing that you did struggle with having children for a little bit, because, and you may be, it may be a struggle having children this lifetime, but it's not so much that it was about your body, it was mostly about your thoughts. I'm hearing that you had a lot of negative thoughts about having children because you did not want to have children. You didn't want to be with that person, and you didn't want to have their children. So it was kind of like you are a manifester. So you mentally blocked it, and then your body would release it. Your body would miscarry. Your body would not get pregnant because you were mentally controlling it. Although I don't think you realized that, because I don't really think you had a chance to really realize your power. It was almost just like you went from having that control with your family over to now having control by your spouse, who is the king, who is the ruler. And this person was a lot older. There was a substantial age difference here, which, you know, you were unhappy about that as well. So for some of you, I am seeing that you did have a younger lover, someone who worked in the kingdom, someone who, for some of you, this person was a part of the entertainment for you and your husband. For some of you, or you and your, you know, the king or queen, whatever. For some of you, this person was just, you know, they worked in the kingdom. They worked there, and so you know, it was dangerous. This was a dangerous love affair. Okay, this was something where if people found out, you would be killed. Well, not you would be killed. I don't feel that they would have killed you, but they would have definitely have killed this person. For some of you, this person had to leave because people did start to find out. So this person had to leave and go on a journey. For some of you, this person was afraid that they were going to be killed, so that's why they left, because they were falling in love with you. And they knew that you were not going to make the choice to leave. Because it's kind of like, even though you didn't want to be with the person you were with, the king or the queen, you didn't want to be with them, but it was like you knew that you couldn't just be with anyone. You were royalty. So you didn't feel confident in making the choice. You didn't feel confident in choosing to take the leap of faith. You were scared, because I'm hearing that this person wanted to take the leap of faith with you and wanted to go to another place for you two to travel and journey somewhere else and live somewhere else and just like live your lives. You both were planning this. You both were trying to have this happen, trying to make space for it. You both talked about it. It was like you would be, you know, you would make love, and then you would sit around and talk about it, and like, this is our plan to be together. So it's kind of like that energy of you and this person felt like this was like a forbidden love. You know, you knew you wanted to be together, but it's like everything was meant to keep you two apart. And this was very hurtful. This was very hurtful and challenging for the connection. Yeah, okay, sorry about that, pause 3. So, yeah, this was like a forbidden love energy. This was like the energy of we have to be kept apart. For some of you, I am hearing that when this person did journey and leave, they ended up dying in the process. They weren't able to start a new life like they wanted to. And this is something that really, once you found out, this really broke you to the core. It really broke you to the core. Yeah, like, this is like you and that person. You know, it was kind of like you and this person used to give each other the eye a lot. And then it was like, it got deeper and deeper. It was like the flirting started, then it got deeper and deeper, and then you two started sleeping together. So you both were in love with each other. You both, it was like, it was a soulmate connection, but it was like that forbidden love. But it was something like this person used to write you letters, and like, it's really like a really romantic, sweet energy, but it was very forbidden. But it's not like a situation where it was like a forbidden love that wasn't real. It was mostly about sex. No, this was actually like real love. But it started off with sex. I mean, it started off with just like that physical attraction. But it was actually love. For some of you, this person was killed. Okay, because this is coming up. Yeah, like they left. They left the kingdom. They just went off on their own journey. For some of you, they were killed. Yeah, this is deep. And it's just like it broke your heart and you just felt like you can never really love again. That's kind of like the energy I'm getting. Like you really felt like you would never love again because this really broke your heart. And you really did. You and this person, it was infinity. You loved each other. Look, it's like the infinity symbol. You loved each other so much. It was an infinite love connection. Okay. Medicine man or woman. Male, female. Knighthood. Trust and faith. And then we have dancer, passion, and unknown. Shapeshift, mutable, changeable, live many lives influenced by unhealed karma. That's interesting. Okay, let's get some more tarot so you have some more messages. What do you need to know for moving forward? This life journey. What do you need to know for moving forward for this life journey? Pile 3. Okay, so we have 7 of Pentacles in reverse. The World. We have the Moon in reverse. We have the Empress. So that's the Empress twice. And 2 of Cups. Let's get one more. And 10 of Cups. Okay, so moving forward for this journey. So you need to, pile 3, this is important for you to know how creative and abundant you are. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Swords again. So 10 of Swords came up twice. You need to know how abundant and creative you naturally are. You have a very strong Empress energy regardless of your gender this lifetime. I do see here with this male and female coming up. This is telling me that you've had many lifetimes being both. Okay, you've had many lifetimes being a man or a woman. It may even be equal. So this lifetime, it's about balancing that masculine and feminine energy and really kind of coming into the core of your core frequency. You may be having a hard time really honing in on what your core frequency is, regardless of your gender. This has nothing to do with gender. This is talking about energy. But you may feel like, you are a female, but you have a lot of masculine energy, or this is about, balancing that masculine energy, balancing that feminine energy. You may be a man, but you may feel like you have a lot of feminine energy. So it's going to be important for you to balance out those energies this lifetime. This is going to be important for this life journey because you've had many lifetimes as both man and woman. So figuring out what that dominant frequency is. I do see for you with this person we were talking about, the one who you were really in love with. I feel for you and this person, we see here passion, intense passion began in another life. But I also feel that you and this person have changed the roles. Like, one lifetime you're the man, one lifetime they're the woman, one lifetime they're the woman, one lifetime you're the man, whatever, vice versa, switching off. So there's been an energy here of you and this person switching off, shape-shifting into different genders and just changing that up. So keep that in mind as well through this journey, okay? So for your person, this is probably for them as well, balancing out those energies, balancing the masculine and feminine energy within, balancing, figuring out what core frequency you really are going to gravitate toward this lifetime. Okay, so another thing that's important for you to know, you have that shamanic medicine man, medicine woman energy, wisdom. You had this from this incarnation, from the Egyptian incarnation, and you still have that with you today. So you are naturally a healer. You are gifted with healing. Dance and movement is going to be really important for you. It's important for you to dance. It's important for you to move your body. That's really healing for you. That helps you to connect more with your soul, knowing who you are and what you're meant to do. For some of you, you were knighted. You had you were a knight, and again, that's that royalty connection that we were just talking about. So you were a knight, and you were in battles, you were in wars, you were fighting. So you may have a warrior spirit, you may be a fighter, a rebel. You know, you don't just stand for anything, you don't just go for anything. People may already know, like, hey, Pile 3's not having it, Pile 3's not going for it. So you have that energy within you as well. You're also being asked to have trust and faith, and I do feel like that's especially with your love life, because with this Two of Cups here and this passion, this person that you were forbidden from being with, this person is incarnated this lifetime. Okay, they are here in this lifetime as well, and I do see for some of you, you will be with this person, and you will have a happy life with this person, because we do see Ten of Cups here. But this passion, you know, that you and this person had, like I said, it was love and it was passion, and it was like that forbidden element. So I do feel like you're working through that this lifetime. You and this person may be from different places, have different backgrounds, you know, different upbringings or religions. You know, you may be totally different, okay? Because you have that element still here, that forbidden part, that are we supposed to be together? Will we ever be together? You know, when it's me and you one-on-one in a room together, we both know that this is what we want, but the outside world doesn't really want us to be together, and we know we have to come through these obstacles to make it happen. So it's something that would take work, but it can be done, okay? And this is something that you and this person have been trying to, you both have been working to bring this back, to connect the way you were. Because if you haven't connected with this person in that way yet, especially sexually, if this has not happened, but when you connect with this person, both of you are going to know. There's going to be a recognition. There's going to be that awareness, that spark, like, okay, I know you too well to just have met you. This is something deeper than we even can even realize here, okay? You both are going to know. And it's a situation where, you know, things were so forbidden, and it was so much danger around the connection, because again, it was the possibility of that person being killed, the possibility of, if you ran away together, what would happen. So some of these things may again be happening this lifetime. It's just going to look different now, of course, because the world is different, but the passion and love is still there, and it's you two still working together, because it's going to take collaboration. It's going to take collaboration. It's going to take mutual love and mutual respect. This can also, again, you and this person coming together can create a family, and you all will really be able to do the things that you want to do that you felt like you weren't able to have in that other lifetime, okay? Because we saw that just was not possible back then from the circumstances that was going on. So I'm also hearing too that with that person during that lifetime, since they were a servant, or they were you know, the entertainment or the help, as you would say, they still have issues with worthiness. So they're going to have issues with worthiness this lifetime. Regardless of how abundant they are this lifetime in the material world, they're going to still have issues with feeling not good enough. And they may even have issues with feeling not good enough with you, because this person was, you know, you were royalty. So that means you have that embedded in your soul, that royalty. You come from royalty. Okay, this person, I'm not getting that from them. I'm not saying that they weren't royalty maybe in another lifetime. I don't know, but I'm not really getting that royal energy from them. So with that being the case, this person is going to remember, because you and this person coming together, you're going to start remembering things that from these past incarnations. It's just going to happen. It just activates, okay? With that kind of connection, it's going to activate. So this person may start feeling like they're not good enough. They're not good enough to be with you. You're too good for them. Why would you choose them? Some of these things may come up. So this is just a FYI. Just to kind of make you aware. Because I do feel that if you haven't met this person yet, you will be meeting this person very soon. I'm just feeling that pretty strongly for this group. Okay, so let's get to some more oracles. We have self-care, religion and spirituality, courage, healing from the past. And then we have higher learning. You have learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. Downloads and understanding. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. Divine healing. Honor your sensitivity. Retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support others. And then we have, I guess it's Austri. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. New beginnings. And that's 13, which reduces to the number 4. And we have Demeter, nurturer. 11, which reduces to the number 2. And we have Epona, wise leadership. 14, which reduces to the number 5. And we have sacred action, decisive focus. 17, which reduces to the number 8. And finally, we have sacred breath and sound, life force communication. 10. Okay, pile 3. So right now is a time for self-care and rest. You do need to take a break, retreat, rest. If you can, go on a trip. Take some time off of work. Take time for you. Get your hair done, your hair cut, get a manicure, a pedicure, a massage. Maybe take yourself to the movies or something. Take yourself out to eat. Do something nice for yourself. Spoil yourself, because this is going to help nurture you. Right now, you need to nurture yourself, okay? It's a time to... Okay, so right now is the time to nurture yourself. More self-care. You will feel more love, more self-love. And you just need to take care of yourself, because your light can support others. So honor your sensitivity. Know that you need to take time. Go into hermit mode. Retreat, recharge. It's just like charging a phone battery. You have to charge it up in order for it to work. So self-care is really important for you right now. So you have a lot of downloads coming in, and these downloads are going to start making things a lot clearer. It's going to be a lot of truth coming through from the other realms. A lot of, I'm hearing divine understanding and healing energy that's going to be coming through as well. And things are getting ready to start making a lot of sense. Things that you may have downloaded information a year or 2 or 3 years ago, and it really didn't make sense. And now you're going to get some more information where things can really connect and the dots can be connected. We do see here communication. So again, you're really tapped into the communication from the other realms. You're really going to be receiving a lot of information. If you can, go be by the water. The water will be very important for you right now. It will be very healing, very gentle for you, and you will receive more information from there as well. Religion and spirituality, that is something that's going to be I feel for many of you a factor this life journey. That could be something with your person that we saw in the other cards. There may be different religious backgrounds, or maybe you both don't believe in the same things. So this is just to keep your, just to kind of have you aware of that, and also to know that, you're on your journey. So you continue to find what works for you and what fits for you. It doesn't have to make sense to everyone. It doesn't have to be in the mold that everyone expects it to be in. Whatever works for you, and you keep going with that. Have courage in this process, okay? You are being asked to have courage to take these leaps of faith. We saw in that other incarnation that you had a hard time with taking leaps of faith. You didn't trust it, okay? So have courage. Continue to heal from the past, because new beginnings are coming for you. You've learned a lot from whatever you've been going through in these life lessons. However, it's still some more to be done, some more inner study and more healing from the past that needs to take place. Because again, you have new beginnings coming, and it could be a new beginning with this person. You are naturally a leader. So own that. Own that you are a leader. You are someone who you're supposed to be guiding people. You're supposed to be leading people. And this is why your light is so important, and you have to recharge and have the self-care. Nurture yourself right now. Nurture yourself so you can nurture others, because I do see you are a person who loves to help, who loves to nurture and give that support. So again, you need that for yourself in order for you to give it to others. With this decisive focus right now, you are being asked to take some action on something, or whenever it comes up, take the action, take the leap of faith. I do think this life journey, you're going to have many opportunities where you're going to be pushed to take the leap of faith. And it's going to be an opportunity where the choice is always yours. It's free will. But you're going to be given the opportunity to take a lot of leaps of faith, because in that other incarnation, you didn't really take leaps of faith. You were scared, you were worried, you didn't trust it. So you're going to be given the opportunity to take the leap of faith many times this life journey, to really show how much you trust and how much you could just let go and trust the universe, and trust that when you fall off that cliff, you will be caught. You can just jump off the cliff and trust that you will be okay. So I really hope that helps, Pile 3. If no one told you that they love you today, I love you. Keep going, keep growing, keep glowing that beautiful light. Take care of yourself. Put yourself first. Don't forget, you have to recharge your batteries. Do what you need to heal your heart. You have a beautiful new beginning coming up, but still continue to heal the past. You are very gifted. Higher learning is very important for you right now. You got this. You are stronger than you know. Keep going. You have a lot of courage. Be fearless, okay? Please like the video. Please subscribe. Join the capital LOVE tribe. Please comment below. Let me know how this resonated. Thank you all, and I'll see you in the next reading.